What's up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It's Saturday night, live time. I hope everybody is doing well. Those of you who are coming over from the auction, thank you for coming over from the auction. I appreciate it. I know that they're still running right now, so if you've got two windows open, I appreciate that too. So thank you to Crashly and Kerwin. Really fun auction, really good stuff over there. I didn't get everything that I wanted tonight, but that is okay. That all being said, because anything that I wanted that I didn't get, I think I can still get from elsewhere. So no big deal. Either way, hi to everybody in the chat. I will say hello to everybody properly in just a moment. I am working on a kit actually that was purchased from the auction and then was sent to me as a gift from Miss Tigger. So thank you, Tigger. I am working with some tools here. This is my pen from Diamond Pen Pal. This is the Satura pen in the chubby and bumpy style in my single placer. I am using Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. You can find Diamond Painting Daily and Diamond Pen Pal over on Etsy. In my I'm using Putty Crocker's cinnamon sticks. This is actually from an Advent box from Putty Crocker from like years back. And so, it's very dry and that's why I like it. So if you've got older putties and you're a hard placer like I am, let those suckers dry out and they work beautifully. And then a tray. This one I'm not going to try and, move around too much because obviously I have drills in it, but this is from Ephemera 3D. You can find them over on Etsy as well. This is the Deep 6 from Ephemera. And then my trinket tray and trash pot here, as well as my beautiful tweezers, are from B&C Creations over on Facebook. She can make trinket trays, putty pickers, or tweezers. She can make little trash tray pots. She can make trash bowls. She can make just about anything out of resin that you want over on B&C Creations on Facebook. So go and find that group on Facebook and get you some stuff. Love it. The diamond painting that I am working on tonight, this one is from DIY Moon Shop. It is Princess Pearl by Leilani Joy. It is in a computer render. Look at them booties. So much fun. She's a 50 by 63 centimeters in round and 41 whole colors, but she's cute. I've already got a row done on this one along with one baby square over here, but I'll show you at least what she's looking like in the computer render. Yeah, with computer renders, you do end up with some strange colors. That's bound to happen with especially acrylic drills on a computer render, but this is what we've got so far. She's very cute. I like her a lot. The light is not really showing the fact that she's got like a little bit of brown on the shoulder over here, along with obviously some checkerboarding colors here in the middle part, but I don't dislike it. That's what a computer render does, right? So we're not mad at her. She's very beautiful. Love it. I'm working out of bags too, because I don't like to waste the storage on a kit that's already in bags. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let me go ahead and say hello to everybody who's already in the chat. Hello, Desiree. Happy that you're here as well. She's working on Aries from Captured by Radiance. Nice choice. And please do tell me in the chat, what are you working on if you're diamond painting? Hi, Shell. Hello. Hi, Kath and Jen. Hello, Heather. And Heather W797. Hello, Linda K. And hi to, let's see, send me an invoice. Oh, yes, Desiree, you got it. No problem. And Vicky, hello to Vicky. Hi, Missy. Hi, Shannon. Hello, Elizabeth and Brenda. Hi, Peggy and Monica. Hello, Mary Ann. Working on Midnight Rider from DAC, says Shell. And so, yeah, tell me what you guys are working on. I've pretty much got this square most of the way done. So I'll move on to another square, but I was already sort of started on it before the auction started. And then, you get watching it and I just completely got sidetracked. I should have had this done so I could start a new one. But honestly, like the auctions are just as much fun for me to watch as they are for me to bid in even. So, Kidding Up, Color of Fear, Jen, amazing choice. I love a color out of place. Working on Twisted Blossom from Dreamer Designs. Marianne, that one's looking beautiful. Working on Goddess of Spring calf, beautiful one. That missed by just a teeny bit. Working on some mini kits, very nice. And then working on Island Time, and we'll be switching to Lucky Mannequin Nico. Nice, Linda. Tell us about the auction. I think you mentioned it before, but what does one need to do to attend? So, Crafts with Crashly does an auction on Saturdays beginning at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And those auctions are held by Crashly and Kerwin. Um, they're actually auctioning some kits that belong to a woman, a lovely woman named Lori. She may join us later once the live stream over there is done. But she inherited a bunch of kits from a friend. I'm not sure if the friend passed away or what the deal was, but she inherited a bunch of kits, a bunch being like in the 800 range, a lot of kits. And so they're auctioning off some of the ones that, she doesn't need or want. And they go anywhere from, you can score something for $25 up to as much as $300. They've had kits go for $370 is the highest amount. I can't remember. But that being said, there's some really rare unicorn finds over there. And it's the YouTube channel is Crafts with Crashly. It goes on at 5 p.m. Central Standard right before my live stream starts. So a lot of people start at the auction and then end up over here. And then we chat and hang out. So I'm usually in the auction watching, even if there's no bidding going on by me. I like to watch. It's fun just to see what sort of treasures are out there from companies that have closed or, there's even Diamond Art Clubs in there, Jada Gem Shops. There's been Muni Maids in there, but a lot of DIY moon shops, which you can't get anymore because they're closed. Lazy River Crafts, Enablers Outpost is closed, but there's, like I said, there's open shops that you can get things from in there too. So lots of fun. Highly recommend at least watching the auction because it is really exciting to watch people bidding against each other. Does that guy always do the auctioneering? I have to say his voice kind of rubs me in the, oh no, I watch it on silent. Yes, that's Kerwin. He's the one who does the auction. What's up, Pepsi Junkie? How you doing? Placed my first crystals, I think. L for crystal. Yes. They call them iridescent calf on a canvas, and wow, they're sparkly. They are. Callaway Gardens Chapel, Robert Fennell from Captured by Radiance. Elizabeth, that is a beautiful one. Moana 2, Monica, very nice. Cooking dinner, but after that, still working on Cattern. Brenda, Cattern might be one of my favorites that you've worked on, honestly. And then working on Cottagecore Witch, Vicky. I just got my second row done on Cottagecore Witch. The first row, if I'm being honest, was like a baby row. It was like this big. So I got that one done. And then I did the next full-sized row, 10 by 10 centimeters. And I am loving it. We're going opposite directions, though. She's starting at the top. I'm starting at the bottom. But I've also put in a row on Evening Light, which was what the wheel selected of our choices on Tuesday. So I've got a row into that. And I missed Y. I was like, where's Y? X. Oh, there's Y. I got my stuff mixed up. So yeah, I've been putting in some work after 3 weeks of not being able to diamond paint. I'm slapping these diamond paintings around like they owe me cash. But yeah, so if you want to attend the auction, the only thing that's important to have on for sound is watching the clock and hearing the ringing, excuse me, the ringing bell, because that signals the end of that particular auction for that item. But it's not fully necessary because they write stop in the chat. So you do still get to see like where the bids are and whatnot. But they're fun. They're lots of fun. I like to just attend them, like I said. And they let me put in a link for the live stream. That was very kind. I appreciate that very much. And the moving of the time, we were kind of running over each other for a little bit there. And so I massively appreciate them moving the time back to 5 so that we're not running over each other. They also, if you're interested, they do their own live stream on Sundays, and you can watch their live stream on Sundays where it's just the two of them chatting. They will they do prizes and things like that on their own lives. So it's something worth checking out. Anyways, so tell me what's going on, you guys. Also, don't please forget to hit that like button on your way in to the live stream. You don't have to if you don't want to, but just a friendly please and thank you. Hit the like button on your way in if you don't mind. I missed a 3 earlier. I don't know why I poured out all of that. I didn't need but one of them. I ended up putting these in order. So when you receive them, they're all jumbled up, right? They're not in any particular letter or number order. And so I put them into order. Can I show you something really interesting? Once I put them into letter order, let me show you what happens. So I put them in correct letter order. It starts grouping the colors. So like here's these purples, and then a bunch of different pinks, and then back into purple again. It really it does an interesting job of grouping colors once you put them into the correct, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like a bunch of browns together, a bunch of like gray browns, red. So it was actually beneficial to put them into number order. I'm going to fix something really quickly on my camera. I'm noticing that the coloring is exposure auto. Let's see if I can. Ooh, there we go. I'm turning up the ISO just a skosh, so it's a little bit brighter. There we go. That's better. That's better. Pepsi's laughing at Missy. You're so yeah, anyways, working on this. Once I finish this square, I'll pull out Evening Light really quickly and show you guys kind of like what I've got done on that, because I picked some specials for it and I'm actually really excited about the specials that I picked. I think that they're going to look really good on the kit. One thing I will say is it's an old DAC, right? It's from like 2019. And so the drills in it, you guys, are super trashy. Thank God I saved spares, because I've had to switch out like 8 colors just to deal with the trash. Like they won't stick to the canvas. They're cupped so badly. So I've been switching out for newer drills. And then I found some really cool specials to put on it. So as well. Guess I'm the only one. He needs trained better. Ooh, ooh, shade. Shade. Listen, I have no opinion. And I don't think that that auctioning is like a day job for him. But he does a good job. Like he does what he can. I picked out my specials for Evening Light, and I think I've got a nice variety of, I have some metallic, I have some sparklers, I've got a bubble that I put in there, added to put in there. Just a whole bunch down here. That's the thing about computer renders, you guys. Sometimes it is easy to miss a color entirely because you're dealing with a different area and don't even look all around. So when you're doing a computer render, you got to Look it over 3 times before you move on to the next color. I'm not reading that out loud. I'll be over here working on my kit. Oh man. Shade. Shots fired. Oh, okay. Be over here. So yeah, I think you guys are gonna like them though. If you watched my whip in chat, well, actually, Kit up in chat, I put in there like what I was adding to it, and I think they're gonna be good. I think they're gonna be good additions because this was 2019. There were no fairies. There was 2 ABs. Like that's what they charted into that kit. And if you know Evening Light by Jeremiah Kettner, it's a very colorful, like jewel toned piece. And just 2 ABs just isn't going to cut it. So we found some fun stuff. We found some fun stuff to play around with. Do tell. Did anybody get anything from the DAC drop this morning? Anything in particular that you picked up that you're excited about? I mean, I liked the artwork on the things that were available, but I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't see much that I wanted to diamond paint. I've learned a lot about appreciating a piece of art as a piece of art versus I need to diamond paint that. So there were a lot of pieces of art that I enjoyed, but I didn't feel the need to get anything. I mean, not that I had the money to do it anyways, but if I had been wanting to buy something this time, I appreciated the art for what it was. Couldn't say no to the new Chrysid bug. Shell, I get it. Misty, don't be sorry for your opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. But yeah, I liked the Butter D. I noticed that was so once Dustin actually pointed it out, I couldn't unsee it anymore. And then it started to bug me how symmetrical it was. So I'm assuming she may have used like some sort of mirror tool or symmetry tool. It doesn't mean she didn't do the art. It doesn't mean that she didn't do the work. It just means she saved a little time. And honestly, in the world of AI, where you have to try and keep up with these fools who are just able to type stuff up and sell their artwork that way, like I don't blame her at all for using a simple, but it became too symmetrical. Like it wasn't broken up enough for me. I have a thing with that. Also, I was a little bit weirded out on the Butter D by the like hole in her chest and like the flowers coming out. I've got a thing with holes. It's called blah, trypophobia. And with trypophobia, like I can't deal with holes. Certain things will trigger it. It's a caveman response in human beings, for especially repeating patterns of holes like bees nests, ant hills, that sort of thing. It's a caveman response to the fear of holes because not want to be dirty. Don't be dirty now about holes, but it's our fear of, there could be a snake, there could be bees, there could be something deadly, spiders, bears, whatever. um it triggers this response in me of just revulsion. And so whenever there's holes in things, like sometimes it just it does bad things. Thought it was a tribal tattoo. Oh yeah, I mean, it sounded like she responded to somebody asking about the hole in the chest, and that it was like that spring was like bursting forth from her, and she said something to the tune of like, yeah, pretty much. English isn't her first language. Mrs. Butter D is Portuguese. She Portuguese? I feel like she's Portuguese. She speaks, I think, Portuguese or maybe Spanish, but English isn't her first language, so it may have been that she didn't fully understand what was being asked. I don't know. But she said it was something like spring bursting forth from the person's, like from the elf's body or whatever. And hello, Josh. Nothing for Linda. And then the Chrysabug. That one, I love the art. Again, the art is beautiful. That one felt very liney to me. It felt like, okay, the one thing I can always say about Diamond Art Club, they tend to be very accurate to the artwork. I think sometimes the accuracy to the artwork versus making it look good, it like, not that it looks horrible, but just it looks like they wanted to make sure that those tattoos were like they were. And so sometimes the line work on it can get very distracting to my eye. So again, beautiful piece of art. I don't think it's something I wanted to diamond paint. The Runa was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, but it was very beige. And I'm like, that's probably not something I can see myself enjoying working on for like the color palette. Piece of art would completely accept that as a print, an artwork print, but not something necessarily that, to be fair, I also haven't seen the color palette in a diamond painting. Like, I don't watch sneak peeks, so I could be completely off base. It might be like what is it, Purity? Purity was supposed to be very beige, and she ended up being very colorful, so I don't know. It's also a good, like, probably good for me to talk myself out of some diamond paintings, because I'm already at, like, I don't know, 130 or something. I definitely don't need more at this point. No new releases, but made up for it at auction. Yeah, you did, Liz. Yeah, you did. Hi, Chrissy Outlaw. And the autumn one has a hole in the chest too. Yes, but with mushrooms. Yes, notice that too. But they didn't do it for summer and winter, which I thought was a choice. Different, you know? Um, okay, let's see. Do. What? Oh, I was reading a conversation and just completely missed it. Went over my head entirely. Yep. Well, but you got a really piece, Liz. For those who don't know, Liz got what was it? The Muka. She got a Muka, and it was not what is it? It's a flower. Brain fart. It's a flower. She got a beautiful Muka. It's a gorgeous piece. I'm jelly. So there you go. Oh, hold on. Let me draw a little dot on my finger. I got to draw a dot on my hand because I got to remember to send something for Desiree. Dot. It's not a drill. It's a dot on my hand. Amethyst. Yes. What's up, Noel? Not a stone. See, I should have known that. But it was beautiful. Very pretty. Noel, did you make out like a bandit? Did you get some good stuff? Oh, they had the Cherryuki Wisteria, right? Who ended up with that one? I didn't get to watch the end because I had to come here. So who got the Cherryuki? I was bummed. I wanted the Leoba, but it's okay. It got sniped. Oh, Noel did. Margaret Smiley. Okay. What's up, Gary? Getting colors onto trays. Very cool. Hello, Tiga. Oh, wait. You'll never tell. You'll never tell. Interesting. Well, so somebody got it. That's all I need to know. Somebody got it. Somebody in the Discord. Hello, Divine. No new releases for me, but I'm on my last square of your mystery. Ooh, a lot of people finishing mysteries lately. I finished the Prindle. The Prindle was a stunner. I loved it. Sujin, thank you again. I super, super enjoyed it. I haven't worked on a unicorn since Veiled in Starlight from Enabler's Outpost, and I loved working on that one too. So every now and again, I need a good unicorn in my life, you know? Not always, just every now and again. And it's the year of the horse. Remind me which mystery that you worked on. Hello, Annette. Welcome. Crashly said to tell you we're coming in from the auction. Oh, great. Hello, Lori. Anxiety Art Adventures in the house. Coming from the auction. Did you have a good time? I'm always bummed when I miss the end of it because, you know, they like cycle back through the ones that didn't sell. And I'm always interested to see like how much those end up going for. Which one? I'm trying to remember which one went back in at the end. It was one that I was actually kind of surprised from like the beginning that nobody had bid on. Did everything end up selling? She get everything sold? Hello, Crashly, what's up? Auction junkies like Pepsi junkie. You did, but your wallet did not. I got you. Working on the very pink Kayomi Harai. The Prindle horse finish was good. Thank you, Thank you, Divine. Kerwin, what's up, Kerwin? First time here. Teresa, welcome. Crashling Kerwin sent you. Remember to smash or gently tap that like button, says Abby. I mean, you could slap it, you could tickle it, you could smash it, smush it, poke it, boop it, twist it, pull it, whatever you like to do with your like button in the privacy of your own home is your own business. But do what you like with your like button, or you get the dislike button while you're there. It's all good for the algorithm. If you like hitting dislike buttons on things. You know what I dislike? Poverty. Yep, you heard it here, folks. It's ugly. Poverty is ugly. 41 of them. Kerwin just said the first person to bid 25 gets it. Ooh. I think one more extra hour would consistently have us end in time before yours. Hi, Annette. Peggy loves the auctions. Me too. I think maybe when we get back, we'll start at 4 our time instead of 5. That'd be cool. I'd still attend if it was at 4. I'll hang out with you guys for 3 hours. I don't even care. I think my peeps would too. And if they don't, well, too bad on them. But I think they would too. It gives everybody something to do with like a lazy Saturday, you know? As long as it's not like messing you guys up that you're not selling anything. Don't do that on my accord. Having the like 5 or 10 minute overlap or 20-minute overlap has been fine. The last couple times has been fine. In fact, last time it was like boop right on time. So whatever you guys want to do, you and your ghost bidders. Yeah, I have ghost bidders. You never know where my ghost bidders might end up. I got to talk Kerwin into getting me some steak. Ooh, steak. Yes. Yes. Sorry, vegetarians. Every time you eat a steak, a hippie's hacky sack falls into the gutter. True story. True story. Every time that you eat meat, a hippie's hacky sack just goes straight into the gutter. Poor hippies. Or maybe nowadays, instead of a hippie's hacky, since like, hacky sack was very 90s, we've passed that now. Maybe it's like every time you eat a steak, a frisbee golfer's frisbee goes in the river. Because that would also be sad for a hippie. How do I know hippies play frisbee golf? Don't ask. It's a secret. It's a secret. This is one that came from the auction. I was telling everybody before. This one, Tigger won and then sent it to me as a gift, and I love her. It's Princess Pearl by Leilani Joy. I'll show the picture again. Your steak is vegetarian? You mean like you eat vegetarians? Oh no. It's this one from Daimoon Shop. She's beautiful. I love her so much. She's like a Marie Antoinette. She demands that, because like right now all you're seeing is like cleavage. A grass-fed vegetarian? Oh no. Hello, Tennis. Laura says, what is a vegetarian? I agree. Yes. The steak is made from was vegetarian. Oh, interesting. The cow was a vegetarian, but the steak was not. I thought y'all are out here eating vegetarians. I mean, like actual vegetarians, like, you know, children of the corn. No, don't eat children or corn-fed children. You eat cows. Listen, don't tell me about corn-fed cows and things because I live in Wisconsin. We're the dairy state. We know how to eat a steak. We smash a steak over here. And cheese curds. Okay, if you've never had cheese curds in your life, one, if you have them at your local store and you're not eating like Wisconsin cheese curds, you've never had a good cheese curd. Sorry, California. Happy cows do not come from California. I've seen California cows. They are anemic. They look like they've been put on a diet. Happy Wisconsin. It's true. I'll fight anybody who argues with me about that. Yeah, cheese curds are amazing. My brother plays frisbee golf. No clue what those poles are called, but he has those in his yard. I don't know, to attract the hippies. Yeah, they're baskets. They look like it's a pole, and then it's got a little bin at the bottom, and there's chains that go up to the top, so that when you throw it, it hits the chains and then falls into the basket. Because otherwise, it would just go plank off of a pole and not go into the basket. So they put those chains on the baskets so that and when you hit a hole in one, they call it a ringer because it actually makes like a chinking sound because it's hitting a bunch of chains. And it's actually quite fun to play frisbee golf. The city that I live in here in Wisconsin is the city of Parks, okay? And we have two frisbee golf courses in our city at the parks. And one of them is Lustig. And there are people who travel from all over the US to come to Lustig Park, where I live, to play frisbee golf because it is such a just excellent course. Have no idea what cheese curds are. So, have you ever eaten cottage cheese? Cottage is like baby tiny little cheese curds, but those are the curds and the whey. With regard to just cheese curds, they're you can actually make cheese curds kind of with milk in your own house because it's a very soft cheese. You can use a soft cheese like a soft milk, whatever, like mozzarella or gosh, what else? I don't eat a lot of cheese, so I don't know a lot about it. But cheese curds, especially when beer battered and fried, are delicious with especially like a buttermilk ranch dressing, like a homemade buttermilk ranch dressing. Chef's kiss. So good. So good. I know Culver's is opening up all over the United States. It's unfortunate though that outside of Wisconsin, that's what people are going to think of as like Wisconsin cheese curds because it's not. Everybody knows that if you want decent like beer battered and fried cheese in Wisconsin, you have to get them at like a bar. Because most bars around here are also like bar and grill. And I mean, you can't throw a rock without hitting a bar in Wisconsin. But the cheese curds that they serve at the bars are generally, they're fresh, they're freshly battered, they're delicious. You live in the land of cheese, but don't eat cheese. Shell, it's true. I love milk. I love vitamin D milk. I will drink gallons, right? But when it comes to eating cheese, I'm not a big cheese fan. Not a huge cheese fan. I know it's sacrilege, but it's the Wisconsin version of the buffalo chicken wing problem. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, the flavor is not like cottage cheese at all. And they squeak. Yes. Gary, if they're very fresh, um it will squeak when you bite into it. It's squeaking against your teeth because it's very fresh cheese. Um a ricotta, that's what I was thinking of. You can actually make ricotta yourself at home with milk. It's a process where you add an acid and you can use pickle juice if you wanted to. You could use apple cider vinegar. You just need basically an acid with the milk and it will turn it into a very soft cheese like a mozzarella or a ricotta. But if you go another step further with regard to like boiling the milk, adding the acid, and then draining it, boiling the milk. Like you can keep straining and squeezing and straining and squeezing, and eventually you will get cheese curds from that process. They're really tasty. And like I said, I don't even like cheese like that, but fried cheese curds, beer battered fried cheese curds. Oh, yes. Yes. That I will eat. It's sort of like you ever had a mozzarella stick? The beer battered fried cheese curds are very much like eating a mozzarella stick as an appetizer, but instead of like a marinara, you would have it with ranch dressing. And it's so good. So good. I think it's the texture of the cottage cheese. Yeah, it's not that same texture. Like avocados, but I'll give it a try. Yeah, it's not the same texture as a cottage cheese. Because that's almost like when you how do I describe this? You know how like when you're eating cottage cheese and you're not really chewing it, you're sort of like grinding it with your tongue against the roof of your mouth. It doesn't break up like that. Cheese curds won't break up like that. It's something that you actually like you bite into. And then if you're eating it beer battered and fried, it pulls apart like a mozzarella would. But it's a very soft cheese. I think mozzarella is a fair texture. Yeah, yes, very much like that. I'm also a very weird texture person, Peggy. When it comes to autism, like what are you gonna do about that, right? But I'm also a weird texture person. So there are certain textures that, like, when in my mouth says eject this immediately. So I understand what you're talking about, and cheese curds don't have that texture. They're just squeaky because they because you're biting into them and they're fresh. But very good stuff. Okay, I'm almost done with this square, and then I'm going to show you what I've got done on Evening Light, and you guys can see some of the specials that I picked out because I'm very proud of myself for the specials I picked for that one. One more. Like I said, that's working with a computer render. You got to watch for these random singles everywhere. Okay, so for those who joined us, why don't you please tell me, what are you working on? What's on your table right now? Or what are you pulling out to work on? What's got your attention these days? I know there's some different events happening. Shell, I think, has an event going on. There's a few happening. I know Mermay is coming up. We've got a DP along happening in the Discord for we're doing a cottage core DP along, so I'm working on cottage core witch, which is very cute, super cute, by Rita Konya. But yeah, tell me what's on your table if you haven't already, or if you have already, share with the rest of the group that just got here what you're working on. Tell us what's got your attention these days. I know some people are kitting up some new things because they've recently got finishes. Congratulations to those of you who are finishing things. Look at you go. You are powerful, you are wonderful, and you are wise. Full of memories from the UK, Rainy Rose, and Kitchen Cat. Oh, cute. Dragon, yes. When I think of Wisconsin, I think of sausage. Pepsi Junkie, you are not totally incorrect. Yes, sausage is another thing, but that's just because of our dairy output. And honestly, sausage that you're likely to find fresh in Wisconsin, venison sausage. I'm not a big venison person. It's not my favorite meat to eat. I don't like how lean it is. I don't like how gamey it tastes. But the venison sausage is actually not all that horrible. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. If it's spiced correctly, like I don't eat fennel. Fennel tastes like soap to me, so it's got to be spiced correctly. But yeah, venison sausage, or like venison summer sausage. Oh, so good. We got, let's see, Family Time from Dakota. Nice and Knit. Working on A Girl and Her Dragon by Ryan James from Mystical Dream Diamonds, and Laundry Black Cats by Liubka. Tanis, that one, I love that you started on one side and Shell started, well, backwards. You started on the bottom and Shell started on the top, and then we're going to see them meet in the middle, and it's going to be beautiful. I'll just stitch them together to see what it looks like. Set aside Mystical Rose to work on the cottage core along. Nice. Linda says, working on Lucky Mannequin Nico and Diamonds in the Rough and the Kettner events. Very nice. Yes, Johnsonville, Pep. We have a lot of Johnsonville up around here. And a JW. Is that a J Wall? Oh, Libra. Okay, by J Wall for your daughter. Hello, Angela. Your neighbor seasons venison superbly. Ooh. It's interesting to see the different sides work up. Yeah, on the Girl and Her Dragon, very, very pretty. Anyway, back to DA. Yeah, do it. That top to bottom is going to be a nice collab. Yes. Well, happy Easter, Angela. You're in Sunday right now, correct? Okay. I'm gonna leave this because I'm gonna still work on it, but I want to show you guys Evening Light, like I said, because it's looking really beautiful. So you can check out the cleave on this one for a moment while I grab Evening Light. Where did I hide it? Oh, behind here. Okay. I forgot I put it behind Cottage Core Witch on the hanger. Whoops. Whoopsie poopsie. There we go. Okay, Evening Light. I got the first row done on Evening Light. And the thing with Evening Light, here she is. It's looking really beautiful. I love it. The thing is, like I said, this one is a 2019 kit. Evening Light is by Jeremiah Kettner. And so one, it's flat drills. You can see that it's shinier than it would normally be because those are all flat drills. Did I? Oh, I was like, what is that? Did I lose a drill? So yeah, this one has flat drills. You will see some areas where it is not flat drills because I've had to replace them with peaked drills because the drills were shit show. That's the only way I can. So this one I have already added some things into, but it came with two ABs. One is a very, oh, let me get the drills. Where did I put you? Where did I put you? Evening light. Hold on. Ugh. Is this evening light? Nope, that's, what did I put? Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. I put it in to a Craftmates. Is this it? I think this is it. Is this it? Yes. Okay. So if you didn't watch my whip and chat, getting this up was interesting. More boobs. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The boobs, the boobs, the boobs. Working on Celine from Feel Look. I don't have a great deal of licensed work yet. Do no events. Hi, Diamond Loving Nana. So yeah, this one, because it was so old from 2019, these stickers that are on here, I had to cut them out. Those were not cut out stickers. They didn't have the perforations or the you know what I'm the pre-cut. They didn't have the pre-cut, so I had to cut them out. The color palette is beautiful. Anywhere that you see washi tape over top of it, those are colors that I've had to substitute out because the drills in these colors were so incredibly cupped, they are practically not usable. So I just went ahead and said, you know what, forget about it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's an 8th one, but I can't remember which one it is. So yeah, I have in this one 2 ABs. There's a really beautiful like teal color and a yellow. 2 ABs. That's what came with this kit. So I had to find some fun additions. Okay, we'll call them additions. And I have those right here. I found some fun additions for this one. Vintage stickers. Yes, definitely. Yes, Gary, we're all perverts here. Hello, Glory. All the booby boobs. Just clearing it up. Okay. So, yes, yarn boobs. If you want to know how she has perfectly round boobies, her boobs are made of yarn balls. So, of course, they're perfectly round boobs. So you can see that there is the AB in there. It's that very light. Hold on. Scooch my light over. There we go. That should work better. You can see that there's ABs in there, but I've also added a pink fairy dust that you can see in there. And I've added a like teal blue fairy dust in there as well. So additions, since I've got this in front of us here. I picked out, well, first of all, these are my replacements. So these are all of the colors that I've had to replace in this kit because the ones that are in, also they're completely different colors. Let me show you this. Okay, so looking at 208 in here, 208 is right there, but it's a completely different color from that color, like in the new, I'll put some in a tray for you so you can see next to each other, like how they're completely different colors. So here's 208 from my spares, the new Diamond Art Club drills. And then this one is, it might be hard to see on camera. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But you can see, if you look, these ones are so badly cupped, they don't want to stick down. You can see almost every drill that's laid over is cupped on the bottom, like that one especially. These ones are so badly cupped, but it's from 2019. So what do you do? The colors are reading, this one reads more grapey red, and then this one reads more true purple. And they are very different in color. Get those kind of gathered up. They're very different in color. So from 208 to 211, totally different dye lots from new to old. So I figured out that if I was going to replace one 208 to 211, like especially 211. 211 is like this light, almost pink in here. And then if you look at their new dye lot 11, it is a completely different color. So if I was going to replace 208 and 209, it was not going to look right. Once I got to 211, it would be a completely different color. So versus here, I'll open these so you can see the colors right here. Those are the four colors in the old DAC, and you can also see how badly cupped they are. I mean, there's barely a flat bottom in any of those to be found. So I'm like, no, forget about it. So 208, 209, 210, and 211 in the new dye lot, which actually looks purple, it's a completely different set of colors when you look at it. One is like pinks, one is more purples. Huge difference. This is why I love rounds. Honestly, Laura, you're not wrong. But yeah, so I decided I was just going to go ahead and replace the entire set of 208 to 211 because it was going to look wrong anyways. You know what I mean? These, I'm just going to throw them out because, like, seriously, those cups are ridiculous. Hello, Miva. So there's that. These are all of my replacement colors, and I'm glad that I had them because holy crap, just a mess. All right. But the specials are super cool. In the eyes of the cats, which are almost like a grapey purple right there, I decided to do a purple fairy dust. This fairy dust specifically is like leftovers from, I think it was from a Realizations Eric et Karen. Crazy shrinkage in the resin. Yes. This one was spares that I had left over from like a Realizations Eric et Karen, but I love them because they're purple in a distance. But do you see the mica is blue? I freaking love these fairy dusts. So those are going to go in the cat's eyes, and they're going to go on her top lid as like a really beautiful eyeshadow on her top lid. Love this so much. In her hair, I am going to use, and on her necklace, this part of her necklace, and then the outline of the moon there, I'm going to be using 796 metallic in her hair and on her necklace. And then at the top of her hair, which is a different color because it's 796 and 820, I'm using two different colored metallics. It's hard to see on the screen the very subtle difference between the two, but there's a subtle difference. So I'm going to use these two metallics in her hair and on her necklace. Also in her hair are these beautiful pinks. I found a AB Glow Glass Neon Raspberry from DP with Sparklers. So we're going to put there because it has a pink, but there's a blue flash in all of these sparklers that's going to go so well with the pinks in her hair and the rest of her hair. Love it. I also found a pink fairy dust that I used down in her little knitted yarn booby top. But I'm also going to put this pink fairy dust into her hair as well. Just a really nice bubblegum pink to her hair. And then in her hair, oh no, you know what? Let me go back down to her necklace because I think that's going to be really cool. Her necklace has a moon and two yellow stars, which are kind of hard to see. There's no specials in these, not even the ABs that come with the kit. So for those, I'm going to do a yellow AB jelly for the stars, these are from Diamond Drills USA. They're a yellow AB jelly. I'm going to use those for the stars on the necklace. And use on the inside just there is going to be a crystal AB 995 from DP with Sparklers. And these aqua AB jellies from Diamond Drills USA, those are going to go together. So it's going to be the metallic on the outside, the AB crystal, and these jelly ABs, as well as this beautiful jelly for the stars. And that's going to be her necklace. I think that's going to look really, really, really cool. Gary, to answer your question, says anyone know why the die lots are so all over the place, or is it a time thing? Like older stuff is just different from newer, or just a crapshoot between manufacturers? Their old drills, I think when did they start manufacturing their own drills? They started manufacturing their own drills. I feel like it was in 2023. When that takeover happened, when they started to manufacture their own, the die lots became very tight. I can pull out my box of Diamond Art Club spares, and the amount of die lot discrepancies that I have for anything past 2023 is almost zero. Purples, especially between old and new, are very bad. But I think that that's where a big part of it comes from, is when Diamond Art Club started to manufacture their own drills. That's my take on it. But maybe somebody has other information. So yeah, those are for the necklace. And then lastly, in her hair, I've got a bunch of fairy dusts that I want to use in her hair. Obviously these pink ones. I'm going to use this like teal turquoise color fairy dust in her hair. I have these very light, these are going to go into the moon and the blue stars that are on the kit. So up here at the top is this, light moon, the light blue stars. Those these are mixed, so never mind. But these match with that color, and I'm going to replace them with a fairy dust. And then for the yellow stars, the ABs, the yellow ABs in this kit, these like almost orangey yellow ABs, those go in these darkest yellow stars and then around the edge of this flower in her hair. So on these light yellow stars, I decided to go crazy, and I'm going to use these yellow fairy dusts as different colored stars on the canvas. So I'm just going to literally replace them out for those yellow stars. I'm really excited. Oh, and one other thing, in her hair, I'm also going to find a place to use these violet AB jellies. They're a violet blue, and these Marina bubbles. I'm going to put those in her hair. Maybe just a couple like streaks, maybe like a streak of it down here on the bottom where the hair is more blue. Down in here, I think I'm going to find like a streak or something to put in a streak of Marina bubbles. I think those are going to be really pretty too. So I am really excited about putting some specials into Evening Light and giving her the upgrade that she badly, badly needs. Because right now, she's just a really nice set of boobies. Don't have anything old enough across that change. Probably not. I mean, even where light and dark meet, I feel dark meet. Even that one, I feel like is probably in the range of them having their own drills, but I'm not certain. 5,200. Yes, Sujin, I agree. Sometimes white is either an ivory white or a very stark white. It's like there's no in between, or there's every in between. Bees. But yeah, I think I'm really excited about her specials. I think they're going to look really good. I like what I've picked out. I think it's going to do her some justice. on a piece that, probably could slash would have had so many fairy dusts if it weren't for the fact that it's from 2019. It's just an old kit. So it got the old kit treatment. But I got metallics, I got fairy dusts, I got all kinds of things. And then, like I said, I had to replace out a lot of colors for all of the cupping, but I'm very happy with that too. So I think she's gonna be all right. She's gonna be all right. And resin does tend to yellow over time. No, this is just literally coming off the press or whatever. They're just a different color of white. It's very bizarre. You should totally sell your finished canvases. And you know what, Desiree? If somebody really wanted to buy my finished canvases, I would absolutely sell them. Some maybe not. Like I would have a really hard time selling a Morales finish because my daughter has basically laid claim to those. But I would definitely sell my finished canvases if somebody wanted them. I think for free though. I think Star Spirit is going to go and live at Shelby's house because I told her I basically threw it in a bag and it's just going to stay there for the rest of its life because I didn't love the finish. But she's like, I love it. I would hang it up. I'm like, wish granted. Freshies are off too. Yeah, yeah. But it's really like, I think white seems to be the one that has the most discrepancies as far as that's concerned. But yeah, so now I'm going to go back to this one from Leilani Joy. This one is called Princess Pearl. And it is from DIY Moon Shop. So this is an old baby. This one's very old because this is not quite pre Diamond Art Club, but pretty close. Pretty close. So, anyways, here we go. The one thing that I've found as far as like specials are concerned, I think people are really afraid to just try things with specials, more or less the way that I learned to do anything with specials and like enhancing a kit was just trial and error, like figuring out what I liked to see and then deciding to actually make something an accent versus I'm just going to throw these specials in there just wherever that color matches or whatever. I don't like to do that. And some people do that with great success. I personally don't like to do that. I like to find something in the kit to enhance versus just, okay, well, this is 996. So I'm going to go ahead and swap it or sprinkle it in or whatever. That just doesn't appeal to me personally. But people have done it with great success and they like it. And that's all that matters. It doesn't have to hang in my house. So this heart is going to be ABs. These were sent with this Dye Moon Shop. So that's the only place I'm going to use these red ABs, but we're going to put red ABs in her heart right there on her little choker. You're so fast. Yeah, I'm pretty quick. I am definitely a fast diamond painter. I've heard that lots, lots and lots. Okay, I'm going to switch out my putty because with my hard placement, my putty does tend to turn into chewing gum rather quickly. I've lost all of my fear of special F-ups. Yes. Yes, lose your fear. Honestly, it's about trying something, and if you don't like it, worst case scenario, you pick it off. Like just try a small section and see how you feel about it. And if you like it, great. Like it, take it off. And it's all about what you like. If you don't like it, take it off. If you're doing it for somebody else, well, then I guess do what they like. But I think it's never too early to start enhancing your kits. And there's no such thing as like I don't know how because you tend to as you go. I would like to change Aries eye color to hazel, but I'm scared. Oh, don't be scared. I did an eye change on a kit that I gave to my daughter, actually. And it was called, hold 1 second. I'll tell you in a minute because this particular it's supposed to be a character from a show, I think. And this particular character, I thought she looked just like my oldest. And so when I worked on her, I actually changed her eye color because I wanted her to look more like my daughter. The only trick is the background. If it's not a square, which I think Aries is a square, so you won't have to worry about it. But it's making sure that the background matches. And so I had to use on this one. Where is it? Alice by Sarah Mustafa. I made her eyes, instead of amber, I made her eyes blue because my daughter has blue eyes. And so I just made sure to put some mica powder / eyeshadow on the background because this is a round. Oh, changing the blood. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that the blood is on Midnight Laundromat is a little weird. Little weird. But yeah, don't be afraid to try things. What's the worst that happens? And you take them off. It really is not too scary. You just got to give it a shot, you know? Give it a try. If you hate it, see that was always my issue with regard to cross stitching. Cross stitching takes so much longer, and if you make a mistake with cross stitching, you've got to like legitimately go through and uh seam rip things and pull stuff out, and that's just too much work, especially when you mess up or you make a change or whatever. I like the idea of diamond painting because it's if you're making a change to it, it's as simple as let me grab some tweezers and pick that off. Or, you know, moving something around, you make a mistake, it doesn't take forever. I mean, yeah, sure, it takes a while to change something if you've laid the wrong drill, because I've done that lots of times. But it's a lot easier to change, I think, than cross stitch does. Where do you suggest purchasing enhancements? Neva, my recommendation, there's actually a few different places where you can shop for enhancements. If you want to shop from a place where legitimately they have certain kits that already have enhancement suggestions, there's DP with Sparklers. If you join her Facebook group, there is a constant, I think it's a 10% if you're part of her like air quote VIP, which is just the Facebook group. There's a 10% discount. My recommendation with the enhancement suggestions, if you have a kit that you want to enhance and you're using her enhancement suggestions, just take the list and add them one by one to the cart yourself. Because if you use the like buy it now enhancement suggestion kit, you pay more because you pay more for that because those are hand picked in a different way. But she has enhancement suggestions that you can buy all or some of. And she does have discount codes on her Facebook group for DP with Sparklers or Diamond Painting with Sparklers, but it's dpwithsparklers.com. There's also Diamond Painting Drills is another company. There's a place called Shimmering Canvases. That's another one you can buy enhancements from. There's lastly Diamond Painting or Diamond Drills USA. And each one I feel like has a different kind of focus or specialty. If you're looking for what's called a sparkler, which is kind of, you know, unique to DP with Sparklers, which are the ones that look like this one. The one that looks like this one, where it's a round diamond, but it's meant for a square kit. It has like color shifts, and it's a crystal. It's almost like a using a Swarovski. It's I think just a step below that in quality actually than a Swarovski. These sorts of things you get from DP with sparklers. Yeah, make sure you have an account and you're signed in before adding to your cart. Yes. But yeah, so you you can get those from DP with sparklers, but there's places that sell other fairy dusts or other crystals or well, hold on a second. I'll show you something really cool, which is a good example of different things from different companies because not every place that you can buy enhancements from has the same style of enhancements. So give me a second. I gotta grab my thingy here. I grab my box. Okay, here we go. Now these represent uh things that I've saved as specials as well as things that I've purchased from companies. So keep that in mind. Some of this stuff that I have, these are like literally leftovers from stuff that I've gotten from other companies. But a good example, you can get metallics at a lot of different places. I know Picmondu. Picmondu sells a metallics set, an AB set, and a fairy dust set. And they sell metallics in different color families. So, like, I have their at Picmondu, I have their metallic sets of reds, which is actually like red, pink, orange, and more pink that you can get from Picmondu. And I think this set is like $13. I also have her blues. Oh, please. The two that I showed you already came in that set, as well as these three other metallics from Picmondu. And again, that set is 13 bucks. That you can get from Picmondu. Picmondu is a German company, but the way that they ship things, I think, is like they drop ship or whatever. These crystals came in their advent calendar. So I've got crystals from Picmondu also. You can get kits or sets like that. There's also, that's like Picmondu. You can check them out. Things like so these AB jellies, these I have not seen on DP with sparklers. These are on Diamond Drills USA, and these are they're jelly ABs. So they look like jellies with AB coatings on the top, which is really cool. But then you can find things like this at Diamond Drills USA, which is a jelly glitter. And I haven't seen these at too many other places either. So each kind of company offers different things. Like there's pearls that you can get from DP with sparklers, but you can also get those from Diamond Drills in different colors. So they're pearls for squares, and you would use these in a square drill kit. Okay, here we go. These are sparklers and they're iridescent or whatever. Like these are called jacaranda, I think, however you say it. But it's a sparkler for square. It's purple, but you can see that it flashes different colors. Pearls do really good. Sujan, you are right about that. But then there's also what they call glow glass at DP with sparklers. So they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And there is a difference between sparklers and sparklers for squares. So it'll say sparklers, just sparklers, if it's for a round kit, because they're larger, right? And then it'll say sparklers for squares when it's for a square kit, because they're actually small enough to fit into a square grid. Those are at DP with sparklers. I feel like she has the most comprehensive. This isn't even like what I have in here, which is quite a bit. is not even close to the amount of just different colored families and whatever that she has for sparklers and sparklers for squares. But then you can find things from, these are from shimmering canvases, and these are like crystal ABs. You can find things like this at DP with Sparklers also, but you want to check those different companies, because different companies, like these are crystal ABs from DP with Sparklers, but different companies have different colors or what have you. Like you want to look around. Like, oh my God, these from Shimmering Canvases are some of my favorite. They're called Green Flame, and they're crystal ABs, and they're so pretty. Oh, I love them. So yeah, lots of different things to check out. Crystals, metallics, fairy dust, but they don't call them fairy dust at all the places. Dust or glimmer drills that you can check out. All different kinds. So you want to check those different companies because each of them has like different things. So there's DP with Sparklers, Picmondu, Shimmering Canvases, Diamond Drills USA, and did Diamond Painting Drills is another one. So yeah, something worth checking out, you know. I love them. And it's fun just to mess around and try new things, see what you like on a canvas and what you don't. Sometimes you can even buy sale sets from DP with Sparklers. Like she'll sell, like, let's say it's a May kit or whatever, like specials for May, and it'll be random special drills that she'll put together. I like just picking out my own in color families. Like, okay, I do a lot of blue kits, so let me just go ahead and buy a bunch of random blue specials. That's what I like to do, but there's lots of different ways you can shop. But if you go and join the Facebook page for like Shimmering Canvases, DP with Sparklers, Diamond Drills USA, a lot of times they'll, let you know when they've got something coming up that you might be interested in. Okay, I don't know if I like that drill because it makes that heart look funky. So it like messes up the line. So I'm just going to go ahead and yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. In viewing distance, you can't see it, but I can see it, and it's driving me. Yeah, we'll just leave it. We'll leave it. But yeah, there's also on those Facebook pages, you'll also see that they'll talk about like what kits on DP with Sparklers that they plan to work on an enhancement set for next. I think you can even vote on which ones you'd like to see enhanced or things like that. So it's good to just keep an eye on that page anyways, because you can kind of get a picture of what's going to happen in the future with regard to what they're working on. Good stuff. Anyway. Oh, whoops. I'll put that back in there. Let's see here. Okay. Get back to work on Princess Pearl. Sound off in the chat. What are some of your favorite places to buy enhancements? I know I named them all, but what do you like to get from different shops that sell enhancements? Like personally, I love the sparklers from DP with Sparklers. But I have found that like looking for maybe some like, I don't know, weirder fairy dusts or things like that. I've had really good success with Diamond Drills USA or like those AB jellies. Fun stuff. You like to get too much. Divine, I feel you. It was like Divine went from, well, I've never enhanced a kit before. And then all of a sudden she enhanced Dark Lilith. And now she is just She's gone cuckoo. Nothing wrong with that. Literally nothing wrong with that. I envy your specials stash. I do. Diamond Art Club also sells sets. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Especially if you like Diamond Art Club's drills. Um, so here's a little trick. I don't always work on minis sets from Diamond Art Club, but I've noticed if I like the color palette of a particular minis set, that I won't work on the minis at all. I will just steal all of the fairy dust out of those mini sets. It's good for starting yourself a kind of like, I don't know, a little collection of fairy dusts if you buy a mini set and you just trash the little canvases, but you keep the drills. Yeah, that's what I do, especially if you're just trying to get, free shipping or whatever, and you're just getting it to get free shipping. Steal them drills. That's what I would do. But I'm also a weirdo, so don't listen to me. I'm probably not the best example of a good idea. You did that with the piercing freebie? Mm. DAC metallics are so good. It's annoying. I do like DAC metallics. I think the reason I like DAC metallics to, like, let's say, Pickmondu or other places is mostly because DAC metallics, I have a good example, actually. DAC metallics do not scuff as easily as the tops of a Pickmondu, right? So, example, they're two different colors of blue, but they're close enough. Use a white tray for this. So these are from Pickmondu, and they've traveled together in this little jar, same as the jar that you get from Diamond Art Club. I find that I don't know, it's like they clack together in their respective jars, right? And it seems like the Diamond Art Club ones are shinier, the facets are better, and well, one, you can see they're kind of lining up in the tray better too. But these have like these white exposed, kind of hard to see on camera, but you can kind of see that there's white exposed areas because it's like rubbed the tops off or the facets off of these particular blue drills. Maybe a darker color might work better. Hold on a second. Um, let's try that 796 or 820. Because yeah, it's like the amount of like the plating or whatever, the electroplating that comes off, because that's what they call them, right? Electros. The amount of plating that comes off can be very, see, now these actually look really good. I guess this is a bad example because these ones look really good from Pickmondu. Those other ones did not. But the facets on these look so good from Diamond Art Club. I bought these, the metallic set to, these have 20 facets. That's probably why. And I think these have 9 or 13. But I bought these to get free shipping. I bought like the metallic set. I don't regret it though. You get blue, gold, and silver. I regret nothing. Oh, Mini Dazzle's piercings was a mystery add-on, not a freebie. Got you. Okay. I do my DAC minis, but I save all the extras, so I have a pretty good collection. Okay, Neva, what I miss is, yes, less trash also on the DACs. What I miss is when they used to package the minis as each was their own thing. So you'd have a ton of extras with their mini dazzle. Oh, they've gotten wise. They're like, that's an awful lot of waste. So they don't put as many. And they like put them all together. Like, okay, well, here you go. We're just gonna put like Paint Gem does. We're just gonna put all of the 310 fairy dust in one thing versus 6 things of fairy dust in 310. So you're not getting a bunch of extra. I was like, damn it. Who told Diamond Art Club that that was a good idea to put it back to everything in one bag? Because dang it, you could really get a bunch of extras out of that. Plating has an issue on plastics, so they aren't good for. Yeah, very true. Especially coming from China, they definitely show their wear and tear. That's for sure. I only did one of them. I just did on the small look. It was too pixelated and just did. Oh, that's too bad. I found it's funny with minis because minis, the renders can look really fantastic or they can look really pixelated. Um, I have personally found that the renders that I love in miniature, honestly, I'm gonna go there. I love Paint Gem's renders. I think Paint Gem just they got it down to a really wonderful rendering science first. Um, I like Diamond Design. They do a really good job with their hand rendering. But there are some places where it's like, ooh, that does not look as good as I thought it would in miniature form. But sometimes it's about making the piece the correct size versus just going, oh, well, I want all of these to be under 5x7 or whatever. And I think some places make their decisions based on, I want to keep them all under 5x7 versus these would look better in a 10x20 or whatever. I'm making up a number. I was trying to say I only did one and the small form factor made it too pixely. Ah, okay. Got you. But yeah, so I am rather partial to my Paint Gem miniatures. I've done, how many sets of theirs have I completed? I've done the museum set. I just finished okay, I've done Rainbow Edition, Black Magic, Mushrooms, House Plants 2. I've done House Plants 1. I did the museum set, and I just did the Butterflies edition. So I've finished 7 Paint Gem kits because I really love their renders. I do. I think Paint Gem just does a phenomenal job. Do I wish that they were less spendy? Yes, I do. I wish that they didn't cost as much because I like them too much. I really like Paint Gems. I think I have a Paint Gem code, I'm pretty positive, to save 10%. And Paint Gem does sales. Like usually I'll get when they've got them on sale, that's when I'll buy them. So that I'm only spending like 16 or 17 on a kit versus 34.99, I think is their normal pricing. I can't remember right off the top of my head. So I played 2 games of Jenga with my son and air fried some mozzarella sticks. Nice. Very nice. Everybody's still diamond painting. What you doing? You're all so quiet. Everybody's so quiet. You freaking me out, guys. I'm like, everybody's gone, but I can see that you're still there. So I don't know what's happening. I'm like, is something wrong with my chat? No. Y'all are just probably busy diamond painting. Like you should. Wallflower. How often can I refill a pen with Ghost? I mean, you could refill it every day if you want to. It just depends on like how often you're using it up. You know what I mean? I will tend to top off my Ghost. I don't use my single placer as often as most people do because I use my multi-placer to single place with, but you could top it off every night when you're finished if you wanted to. Just kind of depends on how much you're finding that you're like losing depth or whatever on your Ghost. So Yeah, I like to keep it refreshed, you know what I mean? Like, if I need to refresh it every day, I refresh it every day. Then that's just by throwing a little, goober on top or whatever at the end of the diamond painting day, and then by the time I use it again, it's dry. You were checking, watching, listening, and trying to fall asleep. I have to be at work at 5:30. Should I be quieter? Still diamond painting, getting some knowledge. All right, Annette. Well, thank you for being here. Everybody's painting and listening. I've done dishes and gave one of the dogs a bath just now sitting back to DP. Oh boy, yours did lock up there for a second. Uh oh. Working on cottagecore canvas and trying to unwind after a day of caregiving. Thank you for caregiving, Josh. It's not an easy job. It is not an easy job. IKEA though. Ooh. Did you buy Das Munchen Servan? I don't know. I know that their stuff has really weird names. Did you buy something really weird to pronounce to try to put together? Oh my gosh, when people were talking about the CEOs of different companies, like doing something with their own products, somebody had said, like, instead of the McDonald's CEO eating a sandwich, I want to see the IKEA CEO like putting together an IKEA shell. I was like, oh boy, they're coming for you, IKEA. They're coming for you. Like, not a shell. So rude. Just got a Poang chair. Oh, a Poang chair. Meatballs. That's right. They eat meatballs, don't they? They do indeed. This one is so pretty. I'm liking this kit a lot. I mean, yes, she's obviously very pixelated because, that's what they do, but she's also really pretty. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, some of the color transitions are weird, but they're gonna be weird. Like, what do you do? She's a computer render. Meatballs are to IKEA like hot dogs and pizza are to Costco. That's very true. I've never been in an IKEA, to be honest with you, so I've never tried the IKEA meatballs. I'm not that cool, I guess. Also, I think the nearest IKEA to me is like 45 minutes away, something like that. I'd have to drive to get there. Like, it would be a trip. It wouldn't just be well, let me go to IKEA and get some meatballs because, yeah, it would be a little bit of a side adventure. Have to go on a side quest for IKEA meatballs. Also, I don't want the frustration of putting together furniture that will make me feel real dumb real fast. And I definitely think that it would accomplish that. Costco has the deals at the food court. Yeah. You've been there 3 times and you haven't tried the meatballs? I think that's against the law. I'm pretty sure that's against the law that you like go to IKEA and don't try the meatballs. Isn't it? Pretty sure there's a rule against that somewhere in the universe. Like, they'll boot you out eventually. Like, you haven't tried our meatballs yet? Get out. Get out. This one is so cute. She's real cute. Like I said, I'm not even mad about like the weird colors in the computer render because, like, that's going to happen. Like, you got to be prepared for that to happen with a computer render that doesn't have like hand touch ups or anything like that. and they're not terribly difficult to get done. I mean, if this were a square, I think maybe I wouldn't. No, I would probably still have the same fun because this is the second diamond shop that I've worked on. So I'm not even mad about it. Not even mad about it. CEO of Costco told them to leave the food prices to make it happen. Oh, my husband doesn't care for meatballs. We always end up eating somewhere else. Oh, I live close enough to the one in my state that we got plenty of furniture. Oh, okay. Food is fine. It's subsidized to get people to go shopping there. The food court prices are silly low. They can't be making money. I would imagine. Yeah, because their prices at Costco are cheap. Very cheap, very cheap. IKEA is coming to Tulsa. That's kind of cool. Not with my last name. Only homemade meatballs or I'll be fired. Yeah, Catalano, you better be making your own meatballs. Swedish meatballs should give you a loophole. Ooh, that's true. How would an Italian deal with like, because the Swedish meatball and Italian meatball are very different from each other. Do you get a pass on that? Do you like, do they let you get by? I would hope you get a little hall pass on that. I would imagine they gotta give you a little bit of a pass, a little baby pass. Okay, let's see. No G, no H, no H, no H. Sometimes it's a matter of just going through the colors one by one, figuring out whether or not it's on the canvas before I go crazy laying stuff down. Okay, and one L. I got a lot of numbers and then the letter X on here. So I'm trying to do all the little like randos in here before I go back to the numbers. When you have a really heavy confetti, like confetti heavy kit, and you're working on it, do you tend to go one color at a time? Or do you like go for whatever is really sticking out at you? Or how do you run it when you're working on a really confetti heavy kit? With the cost of gas right now, it ain't worth making it right to go just get some meatballs. Absolutely not. Okay, because I fired. I put $20 in my Prius. Okay, a Prius. I only have like a 10 or 11 gallon tank, 10 or 11 gallon tank, and $20 didn't even fill my gas tank up. And I was like, what is this world right now? So I agree, Sujan. And currently, where I live in Wisconsin, as of like a couple days, gas was 3.89. But I've heard some places are over $5 a gallon. Some places are much higher even than that. No, thank you. Hard pass. 3.89 is too high as it is for me. My wife does something like that, but I want to say hers are Filipino. Oh no, Sujin. Yeah, you can't be. You're about 350. Yeah, but you also live in like what the oil state capital of the United States, Gary, in Texas. We're an outlier in that sort of way. Like we don't have natural resources around here. So you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. It's about what that's like. $5.30. Woo! Jen's got over $4. Try to do the colors that have the most squares in the section first. Makes you, yeah, usually, yep. Yep. Because I often will find like when I want to work on something really confetti heavy, I'll often work on whatever's easiest to spot first, um, and then kind of move around from that point. Although some of these major colors I'm avoiding so that I can see these other singles easier instead of working on all of the, I don't know if that's even true. I don't even know if that's true, what I'm saying right now, that it's easier because I haven't covered up the ones that are the most prevalent on the square. We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out. I'm probably totally wrong, but I believe 3 refineries in your area. Woo! Vicky, you have 290? Annette is also in Michigan. That's where Jen is, Annette. I'm in Wisconsin. Cheese and ice cream. Yeah, we do have a lot of that. That's our resource and industry is like dairy. Who needs natural resources when you have cheese? Yeah, but you gotta like cheese. You gotta like cheese, man. And I'm just not a huge fan. I could live my whole life, the whole rest of my life without cheese, and I would be fine. I wouldn't cry about it. Now milk. I can't do it without milk. Cannot. Cannot do it without milk. Not even trying to do it without milk. Because I love cereal too. $6 in California. Gross. Yep. That's gross. Officially grody. Officially grody. And I thought paying $3.89 was bad. I mean, the other difference too, though, in California, you have a more public transport, right? We don't have a lot of public. We don't even have a train that gets us from A to B. Like we have to basically cross state lines if we're going to take a train anywhere. We don't have a public, like we have, city buses, but or Greyhound. That's about what we have for public transport. And so oftentimes you're not getting anywhere for inexpensive. And most people here, because of all the cheese eating, are not going to go on like walk somewhere. I mean, I do, but Kings resort to walk by. Oh my God. No way. No way. Not the walk bys. Oh no. At least you could maybe outrun them a little bit. Um any more Z's? No, I don't think so. I need to move over to the numbers or the small letters. All right, what time are we at? Gangs in New York are on mopeds. Lots of public transit. Downside is a 30-minute ride in a car will take you about 2 hours. Well, but you plan ahead. I mean, what else you got going on? I think the big thing, the reason that, a lot of people don't ride on public transit is because of that particular inconvenience, right? We hate being inconvenienced. Like the amount of people that will complain about something that takes an extra, 5 or 10 minutes is just this massive. Honestly, I've seen people throw legitimate tantrums because something was going to take an extra 10 or 15 minutes. Oh my Lord. I can't tell you, even just sitting and waiting for a picture to load on the internet that used to take minutes. Now we can't be inconvenienced with something that doesn't load within a millisecond. And so I think humans, have forgotten what it feels like to be inconvenienced. And so we just don't know how to act anymore when we are inconvenienced. And so, yeah, it is an inconvenience to uh, take 2 hours to go somewhere that would normally only take 15 minutes in a car. But at least you got the public transport, man. That part. Yeah, it's true. I mean, not that 2 hours on any bus sounds like an amazing time. I'm not saying that it does, but I do feel like people, Americans, let's be honest, Americans have really forgotten what it's like to be inconvenienced. And so we whine and bitch about it because we're inconvenienced. Like the amount of people that will throw an actual tantrum. I had to wait an extra 5 minutes for fresh fries in the line at McDonald's drive through is like, get over yourself, Chad. It's going to be okay. Like, you don't, I would prefer to wait for fresh fries. Is the extra 5 minutes killing you? Like, are you done? I mean, y'all have phones to keep yourselves occupied with. Why don't you keep yourself occupied with a phone? But we don't know how to be we don't even know how to be inconvenienced to not have our phone to keep us company when we're being inconvenienced. It's true. I might be keeping somebody busy in a line right now as we speak. I don't even know. I'd spend 3 hours every day on a bus. Yeah, me too. I would, well, not 3 hours, but I spent an extra hour to get from my home to the technical college that I was going to. You'll wait for fresh too, Jen. Yes, I'm saying wait for fresh. And the crazies provide entertainment as long as you don't make eye contact. It's true. On the bus. Oh, yeah. Periwinkle Moshi Moshi said, I grew up using dial up, so I have patience. Oh God, when it used to take 5 minutes to buffer a 30-second meme. Yeah, and a GIF, forget about it. Forget about it. But yeah, I feel like I'm an American and I have forgotten what it feels like to be inconvenienced. Do you know like how much I was inconvenienced by the fact that like I it was a while ago. I couldn't afford to pay my phone bill right when it was due. So I went probably, I don't know, 3 days without a phone. And it wasn't a big deal. I'm not like addicted to my phone or anything. The problem was when I take Beans for a walk, I don't want to talk to me. So I will play a YouTube video or something else in the background. So I have noise and I can just kind of lose myself in music or some sort of something, right? Well, when I was inconvenienced and didn't have music or a show or something to listen to while I was walking my dog, and I was like, oh God, now I got to pay attention to my dog. Granted, I always pay attention to what my dog is doing, but what, now I gotta look up and look at people? Nuh-uh. I don't want that. Who wants that? Pictures were faster to draw than download. Truth. I used to have a boyfriend that ordered fries without salt, so he'd get them fresh and then cover them in salt. That's not a bad idea, though, Liz, honestly. You'll smell them before you get to see something fun. Oh, the crazies on the bus? Yes. Yes, yes. And the other thing too, because I've taken like the Greyhound lots of places and whatever, there are people who legitimately religiously do not believe in deodorant. Like Amish people, they don't wear deodorant. They might wear, or excuse me, an antiperspirant. So they might wear a sort of deodorant, but they aren't going to wear antiperspirant. And so the way that you smell like soup when you get back home, it's like, I know I didn't bathe in Lipton soup while I was on the bus, but I smell like Lipton soup, and that's not great. But again, we don't know how to be inconvenienced. I love all of you, but you don't know how to be inconvenienced. I barely know how to be inconvenienced anymore. And then like Josh Johnson, he had a comedy thing recently where he's talking about um pictures loading and stuff like that, and how it would load like from the bottom or the top down or top down, and the way that we would just like wait, and it would get up to there and then there and then there, and it would stop and not do anymore. Yep. Especially if you were trying to write something for school and you needed pictures for your particular like file. Oh, the worst. The literal worst. Public is abused if they don't keep up with it. People are too gross when it's not their property. True. Very true. Very, very true. I mean, and if you look at especially with public transport, I mean, back in the day when people would ride in planes or ride on the bus or whatever, there was a certain decorum, right? I'm not saying that we have to go back to when people like dressed up as though they were going, you know, I don't know, to a freaking cocktail party or something on buses or on, like sky buses, airplanes, whatever. But it would be nice if there was at least an agreement that those people would, maybe just think about other people that have to be around them. That's all. Just some consideration. Just a little teeny bit of consideration for the other people that got to ride with you. But it's true. Sometimes you can't even smell your own funk. I don't know how, but next it'll be you kids get off my lawn. It's true. Yes, to Jen. Back in my day. Back in my day. Oh man. It's true though. I'm just trying to remember that I need to be okay with being inconvenienced sometimes. It's a lesson that I think many people can take away. I'm not talking shit about you guys or anything. I'm just saying, like, I have to remind even myself that it is okay to be inconvenienced. I will be all right. Because I think I forget. I take things for granted and then I forget that it is okay to be mildly inconvenienced. You know what I don't forget? I don't forget that it's my responsibility to take care of my life and my business and no one else's. I didn't forget that. I'm proud of me for that. There are some that could learn that lesson, but not everybody's where I am. Ooh, you don't forget to boop the like button. Thank you, Josh. Ooh, Glory, your vacation starts tomorrow. Very nice, very nice. We got about 8 minutes before the live stream ends. If you have not yet booped the like button, you may do so at any time. Before you leave, after you leave, you could come back later and do it again. No, I'm just kidding. It's only going to let you do it twice. But if you didn't do it earlier, you could always come back and do it later. If you remember. I hope it's not an inconvenience to you to boop the like button. I think Dustin got up from his nap. Look at that. Look at that. So easy to feel bad about something you want or don't have when we have so much. It's true. It is very, very true. It's like, I'm very grateful to have even just the diamond paintings that I currently have. But if I need to not have that in order to have like electricity or other things, then buy diamond paintings. I can't. This is what you got to do. But I am often reminded that I am very lucky. Even when inconvenienced, I am still very, very lucky. Dustin gets a lot of naps. He does. Ooh, Gary. Oh my God. I can't even read that out loud. It's so dirty. Ooh. Says he strokes gently because he wants it to respect him in the morning. I agree. It's very important. Oh man. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. You're my kind of crazy, Gary. You know that? You are my kind of nuts. You're my favorite pair, I guess. Don't tell Dustin. Okay, was that all the nines? I think, nope, one more nine. Right-cha. Any more nines? Going once, going twice. Okay, there we go. I'm saying, Josh, he's got me over here dying. Ooh. Okay. Little A. Little A. Okay. So before the live is over, I would like you all to do me a favor, okay, for yourselves. And in the chat, I want you to manifest something for yourself for this upcoming week. Okay? And the other people in the chat, when they see what you're manifesting for yourself, they can go, "Yeah, I want that for you too." So tell me in the chat, what are you manifesting that's good or whatever? I mean, even bad, if you really want to manifest something bad for yourself, what are you trying to manifest for yourself for this upcoming week? I think for myself, I want to manifest some decent weather so that I can get a bunch of things done because I'm wanting to get over to the shop, and I think I'm going to be able to do that like maybe middle of the week next week. I think we're going to have a good break in the weather for me to do that. But what are you manifesting? A drama-free family time. You can manifest for others, Gary. A strawberry uncrustable. Ooh. Yes. I will manifest that for you too, Sujen. Hubby to get well so I can stop doing the cooking. Marianne, I'm manifesting for you. New releases that I hate, says Abby. I'm manifesting for you. Oh, Josh, be surrounded by the BDE. And if you were on a boat, we would call that big dock energy. I'll manifest that for you, some big dock energy. You got it. Manifesting it for you, Josh. Patience to deal with customers calling in. I'm manifesting it for you, Vicky. Manifesting being more grateful for my family who've been here with me since the jump. Grateful for House of Miscellanea and this community. Oh, thank you, Noelle. I am manifesting. I mean, I'm not manifesting for you to be more grateful to your family. You're pretty grateful to your family. I mean, you do pretty good with that already. But I'm manifesting good things for you, Noelle. Absolutely. I didn't need that color that I just poured out, just so you guys know. A less stressful week at work. Jen, I'm manifesting that for you. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's see where are we at. Ooh, 2 minutes. More manifestations. Yeah, I'm going to manifest some decent weather for myself so that I can turn some pens. I'm really excited because I think I'm going to be able to do that like during the week this week. I'm very excited. Yes, it does burn up own energy to do it, but I'm happy to do that. Get some things turned. And no, it's not a fast process. I'm not going to go in there and start rushing or anything like that. I will take my beautiful time with it and make sure that they're right. I'm good with that. but I want some good weather so I can actually get up in there and get some done to start with. Ooh, yes, and happy Easter to those who celebrate. My Easter celebrations technically have already happened, but there's Beltane to be celebrated, and I will be enjoying that. Hi, Tanya Taylor. Naomi, the weather's getting beautiful. I'm so excited to see the pens you put out this year. Ooh, me too. Me too. Manifesting my mom has a better week with dementia settling it. Tanis, I am manifesting that for you as well. More time with my best friend without her pain in the butt husband around. Ooh, Shannon, I'm manifesting it for you. Melissa, manifesting some peace and sleep. Melissa, I am manifesting that for you. We are manifesting good things. Send a little extra for you. For sure, for sure. And as we close up the live stream, don't forget, I will be here again on Tuesday. We have a beautiful beautiful weekend to be finishing up and all of that fun stuff. I will be over in Discord doing the usual things. Not sure exactly what things yet. I have a bunch of emails to catch up on and whatnot. So I don't know how quickly I will be into Discord, but if y'all want to tippy typey with me and messaging back and forth and stuff, I would be happy to tippy typey with you and then answer some emails and things in no time. But I have one color left on here. I'm gonna hopefully try and get that finished up tonight before I call it quits on this square. I don't know. We'll see what else happens. But thank you guys for hanging out with me this beautiful Saturday night. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate, and happy Holy Week to those of you who celebrate that. And just remember, like Kara, the principal painter, says, you can be anything in this life. Be kind, all right, to each other, to yourselves especially. And for all of you that are looking to manifest positivity this week, I am thinking of you for your peace. I am thinking of you for your rest. I'm thinking of you for your mental health. And you are worth all the good things that can and should happen to you. As ever, you guys, wherever you are in this great, big, wide, wonderful world of ours, I hope that you are having a phenomenal morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, I'll see you on Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. Bye.